Now, whether or not you are a budding virtual assistant, you're really new into this, or you've been doing this for a while, doing a SWOT analysis is going to be really helpful for you as you progress in your career in whatever way that looks like. Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, my goal set at this video is to walk you through how to perform a SWOT analysis on yourself as a virtual assistant and why it's important. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lai Lacaba. I've been working from home since I was 15 years old and now we're my own virtual assistant agency here in the Philippines. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, so make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, whether or not you are a budding virtual assistant, you're really new into this, or you've been doing this for a while, doing a SWOT analysis is going to be really helpful for you as you progress in your career in whatever way that looks like. Now, if you have no idea what a SWOT analysis is, it basically stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's why it's SWOT. It's an analysis that's usually done for businesses, but I found over and over again working with different people, it's actually pretty important to do it for yourself as well. So typically a SWOT analysis, if you're doing it for a business, you're looking at what are their strengths as a business, what's something that they're really, really good at, what are their weaknesses, what are things that they need to keep working on, what are the opportunities that they have as a business. So for example, for my virtual assistant company, To Use SWOT, our opportunities are being able to work with a lot of really amazing entrepreneurs from all over the world because we're working all online. And T for threats is what are different things that will derail us, what are different things that will stop us from scaling, or what are different things that will stop us from growing or getting past our competitors. So these are things that as a business you will need to look at. But again, I've kind of really noticed that a lot of people really need the SWOT analysis for their own career. So how do you actually apply the SWOT analysis? How do you actually use it in real life? Well, there's a couple ways that I can really point out that you can apply this right away. The first one is just general self-awareness. Being able to be aware of, hey, this is the thing that I'm really good at. These are things that I kind of could get better at, or things I'm not going to bother to get better at just because I can have other people helping me on it. Or what are things that I could look into of changing my career, changing my business, and of course, again, what are things that might stop me from getting there? There's an outside force. So you can see that the first two is all about your inside, about yourself. The last two, the opportunities and threats, are things outside of your control. So that's kind of where both sides can come in helping you be just aware of yourself. Another way that you can use the SWOT analysis is by setting goals. With you being more aware of the things that you can control and things you can't control, you're able to now recalibrate yourself and choose like, hey, this is the path that I really want to go, or no, this is the path that I want to avoid at all costs just because I'm really, really bad at it. I just thought that was something I wanted. So again, it comes together with that self-awareness and then goes into setting your goals, which then actually goes into what kind of employer you need, or what kind of job you want, or what kind of business you want, if that's the path that you're taking. So doing the SWOT analysis will give you that clarity of who are the people that you want to be working for or working with. It gives you the clarity of who you would be the most benefit for, what kind of employer basically will work with your kind of strengths, what needs to be their strengths that will match with your weaknesses. So you're kind of being able to see things as a puzzle piece and how you and the people that you work with will fit together. The next way that you can then apply the SWOT analysis is during interview. This is perfectly the way that you can ask the question of tell me about yourself is by going through your SWOT analysis. Being able to say, hey, I know these are my strengths, these are things I'm working on. I know that as I apply for a company, these are different opportunities of where I can grow, and these are the kind of things that will kind of hinder me to get there. So you're giving your possible employer an actual map of how it is to work with you because you have that self-awareness with the SWOT analysis. And of course, it really helps when it comes to getting promotions, being able to ask for raises, or being able to charge yourself at a higher price. One of the reasons why in 2XU we can charge a higher price is we have a good value on our strengths. A lot of our superpower basically, or a lot of our specialty is really in hiring executive assistants for our clients and being able to grow them beyond that. So that is us being aware of our own SWOT. So then it's easier for you to flow again, to ask for more, be able to ask for a different position, up to you, but it helps you really align with your goals in whatever way that they look like. So how do you actually do the whole SWOT analysis? Well, the first one is S is for strengths. You want to figure out what are the things that you are really good at. There's different questions and prompts that I can give you to kind of help you hopefully be able to figure that out. First thing is, what are you really good at? What's something that comes natural to you? So for example, for me, if I was doing this SWOT analysis myself, first thing that I would write is actually be able to create. That's something that I've been able to do for all of my life. Is I've been a writer, graphic artist, doing these YouTube videos, videos, TikTok videos, everything else. I am just a natural creator, whether that's creating something written, something video, audio. This is something that I'm really good at. So I would list down right off the bat as one of my strengths. Next one is being able to network with people, being able to make friends. It's another strength of mine. So you want to look at what are things that, again, you're usually really good at. And then the next thing, if you have no idea still, you can go ahead and ask people like, hey, what are the usual things that you go to me for? What are things that you know that I'm skilled at? So this is now asking for an outside perspective. You could be barreling through life, you have no idea what they're really good at, and just asking someone from the outside can help with that. Another way to assess your strengths is what are different achievements that you've done that you're really proud of? What are different things that you like showing off, you like talking about? So for example, for me, for most of my early writing life, I was able to publish my own book at 18. I self-published. I was able to work with a magazine, work with newspapers. So again, that kind of solidifies my own strength in writing and being a creator. So try to think back, what are different achievements that you were really proud of that you were able to do? And this doesn't have to be just hard skills. It doesn't have to be just writing, graphic, all of that. It could be also soft skills. One of the soft skills that I know I have is communication, being able to teach people how to do these things. These are all soft skills that aren't easily teachable, but is a strength of mine. Next is, once you have some idea of what your strengths are, it doesn't have to be this long list, you can just create 5 to 10. Then you want to focus on your weaknesses. What are the things that you really need to work on? You've been meaning to work on with yourself as well. There's different ways that you can look at this. One is, what are the things that you typically avoid? What are things that you're just not comfortable doing? What are the things that overwork your brain, or just in a lot of different ways, you just don't like that kind of work? These are usually your weaknesses. What do other people around you say is your weakness? Again, asking for that outside perspective, but what are the things that you usually miss? What are things that you usually don't see just because you don't focus on it? Again, it's not your strength. What are different traits or skills that you have that you've been holding you back in your field of expertise, whatever that looks like? So for example, for me, I know one of my biggest weaknesses is just I have no patience. I lack patience. Well, not no patience, I lack patience with most things. So then I do things really fast. I like to get things really done. So then it's harder for me sometimes to work with a bigger team because then I'm waiting for other people. So that is one of my weaknesses. I'm aware of that. So then for me, I want to make sure that whenever I do work with a team, that I have systems that help support that. Whether that's me setting a really long due date, so you have to keep waiting for it, or having someone fully take care of a result. These are different ways that I have now learned to take care of this weakness of mine as I'm still working on that patience. So what are the different things that you need to work on? Again, another weakness of mine, just kind of putting it out there on the internet, is I'm not really that good at data. So then what I do is I work with people who love data, who are really good with data, and have them create ways that'll be easier for me to ingest what it is that they're saying, so that I can make decisions moving forward. So again, these are different things that as you're looking at them and you're owning your weaknesses, you're now able to build systems, build things around you to help support it, so it's not as weak. So then you can really focus more on the things that you love doing. Next is, you want to figure out what are your opportunities. So again, opportunities are things that are outside of you, outside of your control a lot of the time. You can look at opportunities as what is new, what has changed basically since I last did this SWOT analysis, or what's a good change that's happening in the world that will help affect me, my goals, and where I'm going. So for example, these opportunities could be tools, they could be job opportunities, they could be business opportunities, they could be networking opportunities for you to meet better people in your life. What are opportunities for you with your skill? What are different things that you can add onto your skill, whether that's putting in a tool that help automate it, whether that's adding a new strategy on how to do it better. So again, you're looking at what is available in the world based on my strengths and weaknesses. What are the things that I can grab? What are things that I can add on into my life based on what's available? You can also look at your network of the people that you know. What are the opportunities that I have based on who I know? What are the opportunities that I have based on trends and what's trending? What events coming up in the next 30, 60, 90 days? Is there a need right now in your company, in your business that no one is filling? Is there an opportunity to have something attached here that could be better? Opportunity in the SWOT analysis is literally just looking, okay, now that I know these things about myself, how can I apply it? How can I add into the world, or how can I add more into myself? And lastly, T, threats. So it sounds scary, and it's supposed to be. So then you're kind of testing out basically what it is that you found out about yourself to really see if it can actually work in the real world. So threats can be a range of getting sick, which is your own, things that you don't control. Competitors who now have better edge than you. Threats could be someone who created this whole new tool that actually eradicates your whole industry. So threats can be a really big thing or a really small thing that you can control or you can fix. You want to look at what obstacles am I currently facing at work, or things that are kind of stopping me from getting to where I want to be. Could any of the current things that you're weak at, remember your weaknesses, can actually turn into something that's a bigger problem later on, because you might not have the system or the tool to help support that weakness. And who can be a threat to you? Is there a colleague? Is there a competitor who's better at you at what it is that you're doing, and you just haven't been able to find a way to conquer that weakness? So threats are usually just a way for you to see things in the world. Further, really challenge yourself to think of things differently, because you know that there's an outside world who is just watching and seeing what it is that you'll do next. So now, once you've had that, once you've finally hopefully gone through strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, then how do you now actually start taking action on your SWOT? Well, as I've given different examples throughout this whole video, for your strengths, these are now the things that you can keep focusing on. These are the things that you can keep advancing yourself in, learning new things about it. When it comes to your weaknesses, what are, the systems and the tools that you can put underneath you so that it's not as shaky, it's not as weak as you thought it was. So again, for me, for my lack of patience, I employ people who can be better at making sure that I'm on track, that they're on track, and making sure that deadlines are actually met or can even be done in advance. On opportunities, it's them taking those opportunities, seeing what's actually viable and possible for you for where you're at. And on threats, how can you manage that threat? How can that threat become maybe a weakness later on and not much as something that will threaten where you want to be in life? Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below, what is your own SWOT? I would actually really love to know. I've been very open with you guys on what my own SWOT is, so I would love to know yours. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home, how to run a business from home, which you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!